Hello, this is Vampire. For today, I want to talk to you guys about techniques. Now, there are tons and tons of techniques in the martial arts. We could divide pretty much these techniques into three categories. Pretty much high percentage techniques, medium percentage techniques, and low percentage techniques. By saying high percentage techniques, this means that in a real life situation, it has a very high chance, a high percentage of you actually pulling it off in a real life scenario. So that's what I mean by high percentage techniques. Now, to give you an example of a high percentage technique, it's basically when you watch MMA, boxing, kickboxing, anything full contact, okay? When you're watching full contact, and it doesn't always happen, but a lot of the times at the very beginning of the match, at the very beginning, right after the bell rings, okay, and two fighters go at it, a lot of times they are testing the waters. Now, there are some guys that'll rush right in and they try to explode on the other guy, but oftentimes, especially the careful, the smart ones, they're going to test the waters, and they're going to be very, very careful. Now, what happens while they're doing that, while they're testing the waters, while they are playing this cat and mouse type distance game, those are all high percentage moves. Okay, so what do I define as a low percentage technique? A low percentage technique is pretty much when you watch, once again, MMA, kickboxing, boxing, it's the finisher, okay? So it could be a left hook that knocks the guy down and it's a KO shot, or it could be a submission hold, it could be a rear naked choke, an arm bar, anything that finishes the fight. That technique, to me, is a low percentage technique. All right, so back in the day when I was basically piecing together my own martial arts style, following Bruce Lee's words, and he was saying stuff like, it's about a daily decrease, but before you need to decrease, you have to increase first your inventory and then pick out from there. So I was doing that kind of stuff, and I basically comprised my system of high percentage techniques. So it's just a whole bunch of high percentage techniques that I felt were realistic, that I could actually pull in a real life situation. Now, the problem with that, the problem was that even though there's a very high chance of me pulling that off, it lowered the quality of my system, all right? It basically limited me, okay, so it turned into a limitation. So it pretty much was a very black and white blueprint for me to do to that I could follow in a real life situation. Now let's talk about some low percentage techniques. Back in the day when I was really into grappling, when the first UFC came out, and my buddies and I, we were all like, wow, that is awesome, let's copy some of this, so let's start wrestling each other. And we did. We were wrestling each other, and I was able to do really, really well because I had known a couple of low percentage techniques. So I had known a couple of finishers, all right? We're talking arm locks, some chokes, even some ankle locks, leg locks. I had known that even though my overall technique was very low. And because of it, I was able to finish a lot of people. And I was able to finish guys that were much bigger, much stronger, faster, because I knew those low percentage techniques. Now, against a quality opponent, there's no way. If a quality opponent who understood the high percentage techniques, there's no way that I could pull this kind of stuff off on them, all right? But against someone that was not as skilled, all right, it enabled me to finish the fight, all right? So that is one of the reasons why in the military, they want to concentrate on those kinds of moves. They're going to teach you finishing moves. So even if you're not skilled enough to pull it off on everybody, if you have the opportunity, you will be able to do it. And even the skilled opponents that you may face, they may be having a bad day. They may make a mistake. They may get freaked out about something. They may be distracted. And during those times, if you know those finishing moves, you will be able to. So it's very important even though there's high percentage, medium, and low percentage moves, to know all of them and not just stick to the high percentage moves. If you only stick to that, once again, it's going to lower the quality of your martial arts.